Hey, what's up, y'all? One coach's opinion, and that's just it, my opinion. And I got a question today that I'd like to ask. I guess a lot of coaches, and express my opinion on. I want to know, um, does sparring in other gyms expose your fighter, or does it help develop your fighter? Meaning, I know when you were coming up and you had the smaller kids and you didn't want to take them to all the gyms in the area because, they might end up fighting this kid one day and, he had to beat this kid to get out of town and he had to beat this kid to go to nationals, and you didn't want him to get too many good looks at this kid, or you didn't want your kid to, you wanted to be a surprise when he hit those tournaments. I can understand that. And I mean, I still believed in, I don't want to spar the kid we're going to fight knowingly all the time, but really when it comes to that day, just like in Olympic trials, when it comes to that day, it's going to be who's the best. A lot of guys at Olympic trials fought each other. They fought each other a couple times, but when it comes down to that final trial, the box offs, they're going to see each other, and it's just who's going to be better that day. But as far as pros go, you don't have to fight your way out of the state. You don't have to fight your way through a tournament to beat somebody. So if you have pro fighters and you take them to other gyms, is it exposing your fighter, or are you getting your fighter more experience? That's my question, because I'm just wondering, when you go to other gyms, like I know, being from the DC area, you go to a majority of DC gyms, headbangers, and I'll just say them, but they might welcome the work. You come in there with a good fighter, and it's the right day, we'll say, they're not doing strength and conditioning or, a sparring, they're going to welcome the work. Guys, when you come in, guys are going to look at the guys and be like, man, I wonder how much he weighed. Oh, man, we might get some good bump. They get tired of sparring each other. So, like, I get tired of sparring, we get tired of sparring our same guys. We like to go out and get other work from other gyms, other looks and stuff like that. But, the pro world is much bigger than the amateur world when it comes to this local stuff and everything, because you never know where you might end up fighting. There are a lot more fish in the sea in the pro world than there are in the amateur world. And you don't have to fight your way out of some place to get someplace, All you got to do is know somebody or take a challenge or accept a fight. So, do you not spar with guys because you're afraid one day you'll fight them? If you're a junior middleweight or middleweight or whatever your weight is, and it's a guy down the street that's a middleweight, do you not spar him as a pro because you think one day maybe you'll fight? And to me, truthfully, it's too many people out here for you to be fighting the guy down the street on some local card, and both of y'all are undefeated, But in certain areas, that's what they do. That's just happening. I can understand that in a certain area, but here, usually the local guys don't fight each other in this era. Now, there was a time, probably 15 years back, where the local guys fought each other to make a name for themselves before they went out and tried to, become champions. So the guys that beat the local guys went on to become champions, or went on to become nationally recognized fighters. But you don't really have to do that anymore, Your first pro fight can be in California if you want. It doesn't have to be a local fight, It depends if you're up for the challenge. So, I mean, the question is, how much do you put on sparring as far as welcoming a new guy into your gym, or if somebody came to your gym, I mean, how much would you welcome him in, or would you be like, man, I heard of this guy before, nah, you might not want to because so-and-so fights him, or blah, blah, he's in what's-the-name's weight class, blah, blah, blah. Or do you welcome him and just get that bump and say it was a sparring session, I'm just wondering how much do you value sparring when it comes, I know the amateurs, so really I'm just asking the pro fighters, How much do you value sparring? Do you welcome it? Or if a guy's in your weight class, will you not spar him because you're afraid one day in the future y'all might fight? So, you know, say it's next week, you know, September 16th. Do you not spar a guy because you're afraid maybe 3 years down the road y'all might fight for a championship, or y'all might fight in some type of TV appearance or something? Or do you get that bump and say, if we ever fight again, you know, hey, look, it was just bump, it was sparring. It's sparring, and it's fighting. Is that how you feel? Or do you feel, hey, I need to keep my guy a secret until that time comes? We'll just work with this guy, or we'll just work with that guy. Do you think that hurts the guy? Do you think that helps the guy? In my opinion, I want the best sparring for my fighter, because I realize sparring is sparring. And it's stuff you do in sparring, to me, that you'll never do in a pro fight. You know, in sparring, you might give up 20 pounds. You should never do that in a pro fight. Never. I don't care if the dude is a straight bum, because you develop habits. If you give a guy 20 pounds because he's 5 and 19, then you'll develop habits. I like a guy to come in weight. I don't care what his weight was. If he signed a contract to come in on his weight, and I make my guy make weight, I want him to come in weight. And if I do give 3 or 4 pounds, or 10 pounds, Greg, or 10 pounds on a fight, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna pay for it. You're gonna pay most of your purse for it. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, to me, sparring is sparring, fighting is fighting. If anybody comes to my gym, anybody come DC area, they want to spar one of my fighters, and I know that, you know, of course, if we're scheduled to make a fight, no, don't be ridiculous. But if anybody comes in their weight classes, I'm welcoming the sparring. You know, I love to see good bump. I love to see what's going on. So let me know, coaches, how do you value sparring? What's your limits on sparring, and what's going on? Is it just sparring to you, or is this really more than it is cracked up to be? One coach's opinion. Let me know what you think.